Hello, story time. Empath, I just be God's chosen one. Earth angel starseeds out there. So it is true wisdom to really get to know yourself, your core self, as you heal after narcissistic abuse experiences, because this is so crucial. You have to get to know yourself so that you know your needs and wants and desires in this life, because nobody else can do that work for you. Nobody else can know those things for you. You have to know what you want in life, what you deserve, what you will put up with. And you have to be setting your healthy boundaries as you want to communicate with not only yourself, but with others. And this topic has, of course, come to me so many times as I've been, building my business. So even if people around you don't really want to get to know you, the real you, who you authentically are, then you are dealing with the wrong kinds of people. Like for me, as a business owner here with my heart-centered business as a therapist and coach for empaths and highly sensitive people like myself, I have really felt and discovered, the hard way, for example, how difficult the social media can be. Like, for example, on Facebook, it seems like people just consume content, but who is really authentically there? It seems like people are just there to like photos and videos, or, spread cyberbullying, negative, hateful comments, trying to put others down. But are these things really serving anybody? No. So it's the same thing everywhere in relationships. Do people really get the real you? Do they know the real you? But you have to always know yourself and your worth and value. You have to start from that so that you can attract those right experiences, energies, and people that match your energy, frequency, and vibration. So it always starts with you. And I just wanted to bring this topic out about social media because I'm sensitive, and I've experienced the pain too many times. When I saw that bullying, I saw those negative, hateful comments, and I was like, wow, okay. Because I'm an earth angel, it was very difficult for me, and I had just had my son too. My son was a baby, so it is just too much overwhelm, And the issue, because you must understand, because you are a sensitive empath, highly sensitive person, you are my fellow person, brother or sister watching this video, following my work, and maybe considering becoming my one-on-one client. So you have also experienced this problem. You also see and sense and pick up and feel all this heaviness going around with superficial, shallow energy with these toxic people, narcissistic people, for example, trying to destroy somebody's work, for example, like what happened to me. So I think this is a very important topic to really bring out, to pay attention to, because it really doesn't make any sense that people just live these shallow lives, and they don't really connect with people. So my point is that, if people only look at you from that superficial angle, well, that is, of course, narcissistic energy. Narcissistic people do this because they cannot form those deep, emotional, caring, empathetic, compassionate, loving, understanding connections with anybody, because they cannot do that with themselves either. They're just full of that demonic energy. So you are completely opposite from that. And it causes you a lot of pain and turmoil to even notice this issue, like it did to me. But I'm an example here because I'm here to help you and guide you, to help you heal from these kind of issues. So it was just coming to me right now that, oh my goodness, I need to talk about this. Because we are always a lot more than our looks, than our titles, than our financial situations. We are beings. We are living, breathing, feeling deep emotional beings. We have deep emotions and thoughts and experiences as sensitive empaths and highly sensitive people. And I'm so sick of the world not understanding this and people trying to take advantage of people like us. We are God's chosen ones here to be helping others, not to be drained out, not to be taken advantage of, not to be used and abused and bullied and hurt and traumatized because somebody else has issues. Because there is this devilish, demonic energy around. It is friggin' not fair, and I am so fed up with it. So as I'm sharing from my personal experiences, because again, I am an example here as a powerful female voice that I worked my butt off for years. So I'm 41 now and I'm a mother and I'm a cat owner and my cats are very stubborn. My son is stubborn. I'm a stubborn soul and maybe you are too. And so if you're watching this video, I hope that you're resonating with this, that this video found the right person, because I'm so fed up with these spam bot accounts all around on social media that apparently have also found my work and my account. And for example, I was getting those spam comments on Facebook. So that is one of the reasons why I decided to, delete my Facebook business page, even though I had worked hard on it. So Facebook was really very, very draining, if you can understand from what I just said, because I saw all of that bullying and all of that, and I noticed that people just wanted free help. Like, for example, I posted in a group when I was engaging in entrepreneur groups and highly sensitive person groups and that, all of that, different kind of groups to help my work and my business, to also find soul clients there. But, there were like 30 women asking for free help when I posted that, is there a sensitive person here who would like guidance and support? Well, of course, I was again like, okay, what is going on here? Of course, it's also mirror work. It's always about mirror work, starts with you. So yeah, it is mirror work that you have to always do, that we should always do, is to always look inward first if we are experiencing issues. Because like I've said, inner world, outer world. So first, you have to fix the inner world, then the outer world follows. Then the universe reflects back to you what you are, what you authentically want and desire and focus on. But of course, mistakes happen. We're not perfect. We're not supposed to be perfect. As spiritual beings, we're perfect. But as human beings, we are allowed to always, make mistakes and all of that. So again, we have to be merciful on ourselves. But, I was like, okay, what is going on here with this situation? But to me, it seems like, on social media and Facebook, people just want free help. I was also seeing other entrepreneurs who were basically on the same field as I am. So they were also bringing out this topic in their posts on their pages. And of course, I felt for them. Of course I did, because, my empathy is always there for people. Like it is. With us empaths and HSPs, our empathy and compassion is always there, for others. We always understand other people's turmoils. And so, of course, I was resonating with that. I was like thinking to myself, I didn't comment on those, but I was thinking to myself, yeah, well, it's liberating for me to notice that other people are also talking about this. And you have to be setting boundaries, of course. When you have your own business, you have to be setting boundaries with clients. It's not about people pleasing. So, we also have bills to pay, so. But yeah, this was just coming to me that, maybe you resonate with this and you also need to be setting boundaries in one way or another. I think it's a never-ending lesson, basically, because, self-care should always be daily. And boundaries, communication are crucial matters when it comes to this. They are also self-care, and that we would have those right kind of people in our lives, and not those spammers, bots, fake people, narcissistic people, toxic people, you know, whatever, like my psychopathic ex, you know, that I've just been talking about in my videos. So we don't need that. We don't have any time. Seriously. They just drain us out. Period. And I also want to say that, you know, nobody has the right to underestimate you when they don't know you and your story. Like, this really has made me so pissed every time I notice this, that you know, these people assume their false lies to be true. And again, that can be very, very toxic. Gaslighting, brainwashing, all of that. When they don't know, they don't always even know what they are doing, honestly. Like I've been saying, they don't always know. But when it is intentional, of course, it is even more toxic. And that is narcissistic, psychopathic behavior and treatment and energy. So nobody deserves that. We are all here to be ourselves, you know, having God's victory in our lives, and not to be underestimated and misunderstood, and, you know, not be heard and respected and treated normally, you know. So the powerful, important lesson here, again, with the boundaries, knowing yourself, knowing your value and worth, having the right mindset, that your mindset would be working for you, not against you. So everything, all the energy, frequency, and vibration that you are, that is God-given, all your gifts and talents, abilities, everything, including your empathy and compassion, they are gifts. So, you know, it is important that you value all of that, that you learn to value yourself authentically. So when you have this base in place, your life gets so much easier and simpler and healthier and all of that. So then you're not afraid to say no when you need to. It is just a fact that there can be these toxic entities, these toxic people trying to get us down because we're God's chosen ones. We're sensitive empaths, highly sensitive people, earth angels and starseeds. So we always are encountering the spiritual warfare in one way or another. So we can never really get away from it as long as we live on this planet Earth, because it is how it is, and we cannot control every single thing in this planet Earth, on this planet Earth. So this is the problem. And we just have to be, you know, managing it the best way possible, of course, with those boundaries, with communication, with daily self-care, with finding that inner peace, so that our lives would be a lot easier and healthier. And again, that is why we need to pray. That is why we need to turn to God daily, to work on our faith, because the devil always wants to attack our faith. Our faith in ourselves, in whatever we do, whatever we want to accomplish, what is naturally, truly ours, like God has meant. So we have to be fighting for all of that by setting those boundaries, by being ourselves, by not apologizing for being sensitive beings. Because again, being who we are is a gift, and it includes all of that sensitivity. And we're such strong, amazing, beautiful beings. So we should just be proud of ourselves always. I personally got sick of thinking about these issues by myself as a person. And I did my time, you know, trying to connect with people and to be able to talk about these kind of issues with people. But when I noticed that it's usually impossible, because again, there are less of us in the world. So what I see is that people are usually intimidated or avoidant. They don't want to talk about deep, emotional issues, for example. They don't have that emotional intelligence and depth and that life experience or all of that energy to, you know, understand and really to know what it's about. And some people don't want to talk about the devil at all because they don't want to believe that it exists even. And for example, again on Facebook, what I really felt and noticed painfully, again, you know, when people were trying to have free help from me, and I remember this man trying to argue with me, you know, when I had posted there that I offer my free consultation call. Well, he was arguing with me that, is this a reading? Like it says that there's a reading. I said, no. Why would I write that? It's only my free consultation call. Like us business owners and coaches, we usually have that so that we can talk about the issues with our clients first before working together. So no. So of course, especially when you have a business, you're not there to argue with anybody. When you want to help others, you want to help the world, you're not there to argue with anybody. As sensitive beings, we don't like to argue. We avoid conflicts and arguments in every way that we can because we are peace seekers. We are all about love and light and peace and health and healing. So again, I had to remind myself, like, okay, this is not working out. That this is just draining me. Like, why am I here offering my services and there are these people just trying to take advantage of me, it seems. Because they're just asking for free help and arguing with me about what I'm serving even. Like, hello, this is my business. I'm a grown, smart woman here. I'm here to help you. And of course, when we are adults, we have family, we have children or pets, for example, and we have gone through so much in our lives as God's chosen ones, earth angels, starseeds, empaths, and narcissistic people, because usually we have been very bullied and abused in our lives. Ever since we were children, this can begin. Of course, it can also occur later in life, yeah, but anyway. Everybody's situation is of course unique, but you have to know yourself. You have to get to know yourself, really know your value and worth, and know what you won't accept and put up with. And be consistent with that. Because, you know, some people don't respect your boundaries until you have repeated that certain boundary to them like 10 times, for example. And it is so draining for us sensitive beings. It is, and it is so unfair. I'm just so sick personally, you know, so fed up and pissed and tired and drained out and exhausted every time I see the same pattern, you know, that people are just being toxic assholes to one another. They don't understand the other one's pain. They don't even know them. They judge them, criticize them for nothing, try to bring them down. Well, again, this is the devil's plan. It's the devil's friggin' stronghold. So if these things happen, like I've been saying, if these things occur often, it is a clear sign that there is a demonic stronghold. That is the only explanation. It's no matter how much mirror work you do, it won't help. You have to pray to Jesus Christ for it to stop. You have to grow your faith, because devil is after your faith. So, of course, I wish that you can set that healthy boundary next time this is trying to happen. So the next time somebody is not hearing you, or they are disrespecting you, arguing with you about something, misunderstanding you, whatever that makes you uncomfortable, they violate your boundaries, they violate who you are, they underestimate you and your power. So next time this happens, I hope that you can set that healthy boundary and tell them, no, this is not okay. Block, delete, remove, cut off from your life. And if you need more help and support, don't hesitate to book a session with me. My hourly sessions are 60 euros a session. You can, for example, book one, or you can book my free consultation if you want to chat first for free. So if you want to chat with me first for free, my consultation call is for that. And I want this to be clear to everybody who is following me and considering to be my client, because, you know, as draining as repeating can be, but I have to be setting my boundaries again. I have to be honest, because otherwise I will be attracting those wrong kinds of people who just drain me out, who just want to take advantage of me, just want free help, free services. I do have my freebies. For example, my free ebook to help you heal after narcissistic abuse experiences as a sensitive, empath, highly sensitive person. So I do suggest that you check the link out, grab my free ebook and my self-care checklist, so you can start with those. They are completely free if you want free help. So when you are tired of playing games with your health, with your life, with everything, you have to come to my services. When you want authentic help and support, you know, I really cannot emphasize it enough how important real authentic support is. I wish that I would have had that every step of the way, but I had to deal with everything by myself. Like usually we have to. Even though we're not really, of course, we're not alone, but still, as human beings, if we don't have support and that authentic understanding and the feeling of being heard and respected and understood the way we are, respected fully, that is a big hole to fill. That is a big void that can cause so much pain, like it did for me. There is so much more to this life than just the, you know, suffering, and that is not God's intention. Why he created us to be here, why he called us light workers to do our work, because we've been called to do this, even though it's a lot of work, you know, on top of everything. And of course, like for example, on my Facebook page, those people did not really understand anything. And I was not able to communicate my story as I can now, because I have come so far now with all of my studies, with my self-reflection, with everything that I'm doing for my business. So in that way, it was, of course, impossible for them to really understand, even though I had posted the basics that I'm a sensitive empath and earth angel and things. But yeah, anyway, if you are at all interested, you need help and support, don't hesitate to grab a freebie of mine, join my mailing list. At the same time, I don't spam anybody. I rarely even send those emails. I've been thinking to be sending them again, sending them out again. It's been a while because, you know, my time is limited as well. So I've just been focused on sharing the messages that I need to share. So that is why I have not been able to email. But I'm thinking to continue that, so then you will also join my mailing list if you grab one of my freebies, for example, or purchase one of my online courses. Yeah, as always, I would love to hear from you soon. And one of those powerful boundary setting lessons, of course, is again, when you are just authentic and honest with yourself and you see and feel that, you know, something is crossing your boundary. It's making you uncomfortable. It's making you feel uneasy and maybe stressed out, maybe causing a panic attack within you, anxiety, all of that. So your nervous system is immediately reacting. And this person does not understand what they do to you, or maybe they do, maybe they are just toxic. Anyway, these are the options. But again, you have to be the smart adult, mature, smart, stable adult with your own mindset, saying out loud or thinking to yourself, reminding yourself that, okay, this is bullshit and I don't need to be dealing with this. And I also have always felt very strongly that I can discern who is my soul client and who is not. So I can immediately pick up and sense what is the reason why a person came to me. And usually these have been, like I've been saying, I've been very bullied and sexually harassed. So usually these have been men trying to hit on me and stuff, which I was very exhausted about. And of course also these people wanting free help after I worked so hard on everything to build my business. So it's not okay, it's not serving. And you know, people booking calls but then they don't show up. So that is not fair and it's not okay. So I've had to be addressing these issues. And so I'm not here to be underestimated. And you are not either alive and to be doing what you do, what you need to do, to be underestimated. That is not how it should be. But, you know, if these issues happen and these things happen, that these wrong kinds of people come to us, of course, it's a sign that they just are not our people. So it's not, you cannot be a sensitive empath, highly sensitive person, God's chosen one, Earth Angel, Starseed. You cannot be one of them if you start to argue with somebody, if you try to cause conflict with somebody. That is not the true authentic energy. So if that happens, there's either a deep trauma or it is just false. So I'm sure that you can resonate with this message and energy, that when you're dealing with these kind of people who just misunderstand you and don't hear you. I saw some of you answered to my polls, which I was happy to see. I'm planning to talk about these topics. And so, you know, how important it really is to be heard and not underestimated, to actually be respected and supported in your life. Because you also give that to others, so you also deserve that back. And the same with me. So I'm not here to be used and abused and sexually harassed anymore. I've gone through that enough and it was really hurting me so much. It was. And our mindset should always be strong enough to affirm to ourselves that even if this and this and this happens, I will be okay. And that is the message of God as well. That is the energy that God wants us to have. That even if that happens. So what if that happens? I am still okay. I am still safe. I am still fine. I am receiving in alignment with God all of the things that I deserve and need and want and desire in this life. And it is all just amazing. So this should always be our mindset. To be confident in ourselves, to not be putting up with any sorts of BS anymore. So if a toxic person questions your boundaries instead of their own behavior that called in those boundaries in the first place, then you are clearly dealing with somebody really, really toxic. A narcissistic person, for example. Because only a healthy person will respect those boundaries. They will hear you the first time. You don't need to be repeating yourself to try to make yourself heard and respected and understood. A healthy, mature, a stable adult will hear you the first time and respect you because they do that for themselves. So a person can give you that when they have it for themselves too. So we always have to have this mindset and boundary in place that if somebody is not contributing to our peace and well-being and treating us right with respect, then they need to leave ASAP. Or we need to leave that situation. Sometimes we have to be the smart adult. Like I've been saying, I've been really thinking about this topic. It's been really coming to me so powerfully. That usually for me, it's been that I had to be that smart adult and leave. And you can understand how fed up and exhausted I've been, because I'm also a mother to a special needs son. And I have 2 stubborn cats who really don't listen to me usually, no matter what I do. So, yeah. And also we have to remind ourselves that even though people don't understand us, they don't hear us, they don't respect us, whatever, love and care for us, and they don't see our light, for example, because this is very painful to us. So it's still not our issue to deal with. All we can do is do our own mirror work, to be facing our own lives, our past, everything that we are, in every sense of that word, because that is also self-love and self-care. The more you get to know yourself, you are being wise, you are raising your healing, your vibration, everything. So it always starts with you. And yeah, I'm here to help and support if you are interested. No matter what you look like, how kind and empathetic, sensitive you are not a joke. You are an important person in this world, created by God. You are here to be happy, healthy, and holy, aligned and safe. You're here to help the world and help the world in a powerful way. You have that mission from God, and it is not a joke. It's not some new age woo-woo thing or something fluff or, whatever. That is not the thing. And I'm an example here as a sensitive woman, strong woman who I am, who I had to become, basically. I was so quiet as a child. I didn't speak to really anybody. I was just to myself. So I have come a long way. So no matter what others think, how they act, how they behave around you, how they treat you, what they think about you, it's really none of your business. Like I said, don't give a fuck about what somebody else thinks about you, what they say about you. You have to know that it's lies. It is not the truth. You are such an amazing, giving, loving being. You deserve happiness. You deserve healing. You deserve healthy relationships. And that is a big part of my mission. Why I'm here speaking. God has brought me here to remind you about this. You are not a joke, and emotional abuse is definitely not a joke.